on the lower side of the
You
spectrum.
can, I mean, you can talk about how like Finn being very slow can kind of struggle with the Koshka, but like when it comes to team fighting and a Koshka commits or Yummy Catnip Frenzies onto a target, just quibble right on top of that.
And Quibble's so big too. Vox needs to just be kind of near Finn, and then he's good.
Yeah, exactly. And then it just a little polite company. It just pulls her into the fights as she's trying to abuse that move.
She can't say no. She's too polite.
Exactly.
Also, it, gives your own allies fortified health, helps them stay alive a little longer against the heavy burst.
All right, so Gankstars, they're going with the glaive. It's very likely to be captain.
I mean,
99%.
this is the comp that Team SoloMid literally just ran this.
They know how to beat it probably then, right? I mean, you've got to find the weaknesses in your own strengths.
Do you?
That was like not actually deep. It sounded deep. I just want to clarify.
I was thinking it
Because I can see it happen. It's like when I said that quote before. I was like, what do you do when your champion pool is an ocean? And people were like, oh, so deep, man. It's not deep. This is a throwaway statement.
Yeah. Latch onto it. Ride it home.
We'll see if Gankstars can ride that statement to victory.
So, Von
Make a statement.
What do we think for Von C?
I think you play the Vox. You just go for it.
I think this is another Ozo game team.
He's someone who would.
He is.
Sometimes, unfortunately.
They could also very easily go Samuel here.
Alpha. Okay.
Alpha.
This pick's good against Takas. It wouldn't surprise me if it's also fairly good against Koshka.
It shouldn't.
It really
He
shouldn't.
should get dumpstered in the early game.
Yeah.
Koshka should live.
because these guys, they kind of seem to know what they're talking about.
Yeah, well, that shot aside, I'm really on the fence about calling this one. There's a lot to go with the fact that TSM is kind of looking for that repeat champion. They've just decimated their opponents. But, I mean, this is Alpha. I mean, like, Xenotech Alpha, Raki on this Vox, Recta's on this Finn. These are strong picks for Gankstars. So I'm secretly sort of hoping that we're actually going to get into a game free, but I don't really want to jinx either side by calling it.
Don't want to jinx. That's fair enough, man. I don't want to jinx that stuff either. TSM, they're looking pretty strong already. Obviously, the 2-0 in the last best of 3 with Von C getting his hands on the Koshka yet again. But like you said, Xenotech, who's actually going to meet in his own jungle in a second. Xenotech trading a little bit of that damage backwards, and Rector's going to come around as well. However, Flash X is going to be here also. They might be in a little bit of trouble here. Rector's got the polite company, not really able to do much. Nice sidestep from Von C, and Araki Zero is now here as well. That's going to be Flash X diving in, and there comes the first blood. It goes straight over to Flash X, but Von C's going really low. He's going to have to back off. He's actually backing off in the wrong direction, but Best Chuck NA's got the damage. He's got the follow-up as well. The trading backwards and forwards is TSM. They do end up falling as well. Flash X picks up the first blood, but he also goes down to Xenotech. We'll have to see if he wants to chase this one. Oh no, he's found Best Chuck. Will he be able to get the kill though? He hasn't got too much damage on his side. Nice sidestep by Best Chuck. He will be able to get away, but 1-for-1 trade in favor only just to TSM.
Okay, Xeno will get the last hit there on top of the train. They lost out their backs because Von C did not go down, so he's actually able to pick up quite a bit of farm here off the back of all that. But Arakizori, you saw how quickly he got deleted. Flash X made the executive decision, said we're not going to worry about Xenotech. He's going to come back to life anyways, right? Let's just eliminate Araki. They might do it here again as well.
They might just do it here again. You aren't wrong, as Xeno is going to be able to just miss that. I thought he was going to hit it, but Von C just get jumped on here yet again. Flash X is in the front line. And Best Chuck and A is just going to be able to kind of rejoin them. No more aggression from Gankstars, as they do end up backing off there, but Von C is going to have to back.
Xeno's gearing up to kind of deal with Von C. He knows that he's going to be aggressive. He knows that this Koshka really does have the tools to get in and try to live in the jungle. Xenotech's gone into double shield. Has only that one weapon blade, has a little bit of attack speed, not even boots to his name. But Xeno, he is ready to tussle with Von C. And Alpha so far is giving as good as she's getting at the same time. Von C is not going to find a pushover jungle here.
He will not. He's not going to be able to invade as much as he did in the last game. That was a last game showing from him. He was just permanently, it seemed, in the enemy jungle. But yeah, like you said, not going to be able to do it this time. Xenotech is no pushover on this Gankstars lineup, or Gank squad. But they are kind of a squad.
Now
Gankstars.
they're looking for Iraqi, but I think Flash X just hit the boots to be aggressive. That's going to be able to like clean up lane. Now again, they're facilitating Von C to kind of get into this jungle pretty much unfettered, and he's going to find the front. It's not the worst if those are stolen away, but at the same time, Von C now also has access to the shop. He's looking pretty crystal so far.
He's coming up Crystal as he's building that full Crystal build. We'll see what he wants to go, if he wants to go a little bit more
good steal.
defensive this game. As that does look to be. Is that a Shatterglass first?
It's very likely the Aftershock.
Oh, I was hoping
Yeah.
it was. We've seen it a couple of times when it's in Shatterglass first, where it's just like, I just want all the damage right now. But no, it is going to be Aftershock.
There's
bad,
a
man.
little bit of a reverse though, Jaws, if you think about it. Iraqi Zoro is showing into a crystal bit. This is probably not a double crystal, which means Xeno's going to build out that weapon he just did right now.
Oh
this
boy.
is not a crystal burst alpha. This is the steady damage. They're going for the double steady with Iraqi Zoro to have, you know, the resonance bounces really going to be digging in here to the Von C Flash X combo.
Yeah, they really are, and that combo has been so proficient. It might just be proficient enough here as well. There goes the Yummy Catnip Frenzy straight onto Iraqi Zoro. He just falls instantly to Von C and Flash X. However, Xenotech is going to be here as well. Not going to be able to trade up too much because Beshcha Kane is just fending him off. No problemo. Achilles shot does take him fairly low, but does have infinite reboot available to him. So he will come back alive if necessary. But TSM, yet again, executing this incredibly aggressive early comp.
Yep, the early steals actually worked out great for Von C. Hit that level 6 mark. Iraqi Zoro, I mean, there's no reflex block here at all. Xeno's just really trying to soak up the ambient left over here into the lane, but he also doesn't really want to risk hitting the infinite reboot without the termination protocol, but Flash X, like, keeping an eye on him there. I almost expected Von C just to jump over and pop him.
Yeah, we're hoping for it, but it wasn't going to happen. Was not going to happen. Did not really have too much vision of him, and, you know, Rekt was there as well, so you got to be careful. He could just roam down. TSM taking a firm commanding lead, though, as they do head into the 6-minute mark. Obviously, Gold Miner is about halfway full at this point. We'll see what team wants to prioritize that first, as TSM, they're looking very strong, and will they take it off them? And we got to think to ourselves about this as well, because they did manage to win out against Gankstars last week. Will it be a repeat performance? We'll have to wait and see.
Well, Flash X on this Glaive and Von C on this Koshka both really don't become super threatening late game. Like, you transition out of mid to late game, as long as you're not too far behind the 8-ball, like, I feel that the alpha, especially on this weapon, will just scale up a lot better. Rekt, of course, gets more and more tanky, which in turn makes his team more and more tanky. They're also going to have the Forced Accord ready to go here soon enough, and Iraqi and the Crystal is just going to scale for days.
It really will, with Xenotech as well being quite the prominent force in the later stages. We've seen him on the Alpha before, and he does absolutely tear heads off with it. We'll have to see if he's able to do that in this game. Obviously, going down that weapon power build won't be too prominent in the early game, however. Well, not compared to Von C at least, however, still doing a lot of damage, does have the ult available to him now. Flash X just checking that bush, no problem. He's going to be able to escape, no issues. And Flash X, this is a player I want to touch on really quickly because he's just been a masterful Glaive player so far. And do you think with this Glaive kind of being so good right now and Flash X just proving his worth on it, do you think it's something that Gankstars are going to have to ban away next game?
No, absolutely not. I don't think Glaive is really going to be in the wheelhouse here for those bans. I mean, not only do you have to worry about the Adage and the Lyra, right, but if you had to ban anything away, I mean, the Koshka is really looking for a loss at this point, right? At the same time, you know, Lance is something that you always got to be aware of here. Rekt, Xeno, and Iraqi all kind of master Lance players at this point, especially Rekt. Rekt on a Captain Lance can almost do as much as Rekt on a Captain Lyra.
Oof, that is saying something, man. So yeah, definitely keep with the Lance ban is what you're saying, but maybe trading up as well.
Multiple teams have banned Lance consistently against Gankstars. So no, I don't think there's really a big precedent for a Glaive.
We'll have to... Well, we'll see. I mean, it all can change. Forced Accord in. Beshcha Kane was not prepared for that one. Flash X dives in as well. Von C just had to try and save him, but it didn't work. There comes the unrelenting pursuit that is Gankstars. Von C almost took out Iraqi Zoro there, and Flash X is actually going to find him here, but Xenotech is going to be able to pick up the kill. Iraqi Zoro only just surviving. Will he be able to get away? One more hit will do it. Afterburn does manage to pick him up in the end. Crystal Sentry is going to help with Flash X demise. Xenotech is going to pick up that kill. That's going to be a triple kill for him coming through. And with that, Gankstars, they're pulling up their weight now.
Yeah, wrecked with the force record to start things off. That's exactly what you need to be doing here. The fact that they were able to fight it under their turret there as well, a lot of icing on the cake to just get that kill. Best Truck's already back onto the fold. I mean, he died so early in the fight, but he's not able to stop the counters that goes through, so Xenotech a little bit extra farm to him. But you also see now the power that if Xenotech can really just stay on top of you, the weapon will hurt. It's not as bursty as a crystal on top of our Alpha, but she will have a lot of steady damage, and Araki not dying all the way into the end. Again, another feather in the cap right there. If he gets a little bit more defensive stats, you know, he will be looking for a second crystal, but that plus Rex, it goes a long way.
It's really horrible. Araki Zoro gets jumped on. Force Record just brings them back in, though. It brought them back into Araki Zoro, not wanting to actually survive that fight whatsoever. Xenotech is going to be able to take out, however, Best Chuck with the ult, but he's going to end up falling there. Force Record from Rekt actually kind of sealed Araki Zero's demise there as he got brought back into the entirety of TSM.
Again, Araki has to get a lot of peel with this Rekt. As long as he tries to play around the Finn, the Polite Companies go a long way. The Quibble Stuns, we got Quibble Stuns now, level 8 Rekt coming into it all, but he does need to tank up a little bit more. He has no armor whatsoever, only that reflex block and a little bit of shield. I know that he is going to be looking for the second crystal item before we even see any real armor built up here, but if Araki is kind of jumped like that, or the gap is closed and he's right up toe-to-toe against like a Vonsi or a Best Chuck, yeah, he will become the weak link of this comp.
We did just see it there as well. Obviously, that turret going down earlier also. Not the quickest turret we've ever seen. Obviously, TSM scoring a 5-minute one in their last best of 3. But they're definitely putting pedal to the metal. A 5k gold lead in their back pocket as well. Stretches to 4k now after that minion wave. Vonsi finding Rekt. You know, he wants it, man. He wants to go in on it.
Vonsi has 2 items plus an infusion. So, you know, 10 minutes, almost 11 minutes in, 2 items in your jungle with an infusion. You know, Best Chuck, he did divert his funds. You see Best Chuck actually has that tier 2 armor on top of everything now. So, again, a little bit of what I was talking to Araki Zoro. It's the same kind of idea here for Chuck. If he gets just a little bit more tankiness, if you can live, you know, 3 more seconds, it can make or break some of these fights. So, again, you know, Araki, once he gets his second item, I would expect armor to be a little bit more the next item, and he does have the Shattered Glass ready to go here. So very even across the board for the cash. 5k gold to TSM, but the power is not an insurmountable difference between these guys.
It really isn't. One team fighter, one catch out from someone like Rekt, obviously with the Forced Accord, can really just set TSM back, or Gankstars back for that matter. FlashX has been an absolute wonder with the afterburns. The Rekt has been spotted though. Forced Accord is available to him. Doesn't want to use it just yet. Doesn't want to pull that trigger. As TSM just looking for another engage here as well. It looks like they've got their eyes actually set on the Crystal Sentry now. It's actually going to get taken up, and Forced Accord actually going to get blocked completely. Xenotech is going to be in the fight as well, but FlashX is going to go forward. Araki Zoro almost going down here. Almost does. Xenotech's got his eyes in the sights, and there we go. Takes him out, and Xenotech's going to be the next target as well. He is going to pop that ult. Vonsi ends up falling. Xenotech exploding, but not doing too much damage. It's now FlashX and Best Chuck NA versus 2, and now it's versus 1. Rekt is not going to be able to live through this one. No hope in hell. He ends up falling as well. TSM, they get the ace. They get the fight they were looking for. And what a fantastic play there from Best Chuck NA, just kiting around Xenotech.
The big thing there is, again, Flash got unfettered access right up on top of Araki Zoro. He did not get the block on top of the afterburn. It put him right in the middle of everything. And you saw Vonsi and Best Chuck just immediately look to delete Araki Zoro. If he continues to not block out these repositions, if he can't block out really anything, this is going to be a TSM game just all wrapped up and pretty, because 2v3, not a problem. Xeno might be able to get those return kills, but once he goes down in that infinite reboot, there's not much he can do.
Yeah, literally zero. He's there like a sitting duck, just waiting to be killed. Best Chuck and FlashX, they did manage to do just that. Atlas Baldrin is going to get picked up from Von C. Infusions as well, and a couple of those candies coming through from Rekt also.
If the Sentry had lived just, again, a little longer, if the engage had happened a bit earlier, might have been a 2 for 2. But it wasn't. Like, Crystal Sentry went just evaporated.
Yeah, it really did. It didn't last long at all. That's been kind of the story with the Sentry, hasn't it, over the last few series. Every time we see it available, it just instantly gets deleted. Oh, Rect looking for something here.
Oh,
Oh,
they
they've
got
been
spotted.
spotted now. Best Chuckane needs to get in this fight. Xenotech doing a lot of damage to Vonsi. Vonsi hasn't really got the unfettered access to Araki Zoro. And that will be Force Accord just getting blocked there completely as well. And that could have turned really heads up for TSM there as they could have get taken out. However, yet again, just going... I'd say this is really aggressive play here from them as well. Going for this gold miner just after that fight.
Yeah, well, yes and no. Like, they have flares and everything.
That is true.
Oh, we had to survive into the later phases of some of these. So, yeah, we are just going to break it up. The pause is undone here, Jaws, just so you know.
Oh, all right. Thank you very much, because it's not for me.
It's good enough. So, yeah, Araki Zoro, with the resonance, with the bounces, like, he wants to continue to live out through these fights. And the longer that he lives, the more bounces you get, the more damage he does. Xenotech, a little bit more in the same boat as well. He has that breaking point. After that Sora Blade, looks like he is starting to finish up a lot more of his tank. And he does now pick up that Atlas Pauldron, so Best Chuck's got to be on notice a little bit now. Araki did finish off the Aegis there as well. So, again, he has that Aegis. Hopefully, he's going to be able to use it to defeat some of these Afterburns and Yummy Catnip Frenzies. But the longer we fight with Gankstars, the comp is definitely tailored to longevity. But TSM, if they can blow up somebody, cripples the comp pretty hard.
Yeah, no problem for them at all if they do manage to take out one player. I am back in the game, thankfully, so we're all good now. Kraken has just emerged. That will be available on the Fold. We'll see if TSM or Gankstars want to make use of that anytime soon. Flash X.
Zero vision, man. Like,
Looking
there's
for
no
something.
scout traps here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I wasn't saying just now. Come on. I was saying soon. You know,
I'm
if the team
more
doesn't
just
win a team
proving.
fight. Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
I feel that.
The TSM, because there's no real vision here, there's no real pressure, all they got to do is just maintain a little bit more of an eye on that bush. You see flare and flare and flare again and again and again. As long as they know that Gankstars is coming, they can start this up and again, flare, 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 right?
They've double bluffed. They've completely double bluffed Gankstars. They're starting up the Kraken. Rect is the only one here. It's going really down. Forced Accord's going to come through to try and make the steal. It just goes over. They completely kind of double bluff there. I think Gankstars, the lack of vision, and Gankstars are like, there's no way these guys are going to go get it. And TSM go, actually, yes, we are.
So yeah, flare, flare, flare. TSM absolutely safe to take it. No real counter coming out from Gankstars. Kind of a problem.
Yeah, I'd say that's a bit of a problem. You've got a massive Kraken walking down the lane at you. And TSM, they're looking pretty good, looking pretty hot right now. Almost 10k in the lead in terms of gold. That gold meaning very little at this point in the game, though, because, full builds aren't there yet, but a lot of high
Brew,
damage coming through
not blocked.
from both teams. Yeah, Brew did come out. Xenotech does take a face full of that fire, and that will be the Kraken just assaulting their base now. That turret is not long for this world. TSM going to take this one in the stride. We'll see if that Kraken can do anything more.
Man, Xeno not having a reflex block at all might have actually just sealed the deal here.
We'll have to wait and see. Force Call comes through. No worries. Crucible gets popped, and Xenotech trying to go in on to Best Chuck. However, that's not the target they were after. Araki Zoro gets jumped on, but no, there goes Vonsi. Actually falls, and Flash X is going low as well. Best Chuck NA is going to fight the dust. However, that will be another turret going down, and it will be one turret remaining between them and the Vein Crystal. But the ace buff comes through, and that will be Gankstars just marching through the jungle now.
Yeah, but are they marching through the jungle looking for infusions and to push up against the lane? Are they looking to steal out the jungle? Are they going for the Crystal Sentry? There's a lot really on the plate here, and Gankstars are so far behind when it comes to the turret count. They only got one sitting here, but at the same time, TSM have 5 still all pristine, ready to roll here. Again, I would want to see them kind of push up lane, immediately try to take out one of those turrets, just get that gold back into their pocket, because ultimately they came down here, they picked up some items, and well, that's about it. There's the infusions that I was looking for. At the same time, though, there was a counter by Flash X has a null wave ready to go.
Oh boy, the null wave is on the field. I don't think we've seen one of those in quite a while, actually.
Well, we saw one last week.
Okay.
Oh, we've actually seen him in Challenger as well.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah, so I actually might have to take that back. It might have only been in Challenger, but either way, Null Wave is a very powerful tool. This late into the game, you get that silence off on top of Rect, and he's not going to be able to fountain. There's no Atlas available from him. He doesn't have a Crucible, so don't have to worry about that. But that could be, again, a big difference this late into the game, because death timers are starting to stack up, and we're on the edge of your error of margin here from Gankstars.
You aren't wrong. FlashX gets jumped on by Xenotech. Vonsi is in the back line, though, taking a little bit of damage. He's going to have to actually back off here. FlashX is going to have to afterburn away.
Bought an infusion mid-fight.
Yeah, I just noticed that as well. I was like,
Oh my God.
where did that... Was that lag or something? But no, just casually bought one mid-fight, no worries.
Vonsi gonna wait? Yeah, I think Vonsi might actually just wait. He's so close to an infusion himself. Picks up his third offensive item. This is the most farmed Koshka we've ever seen outside of a double Shatter Glass. I don't really count that too much. So he picks up his infusion. That's why TSM kind of broke it off. They said, okay, well, we could fight this, but we're not as comfortable as we want to be. Like, they didn't have the items. They had a lot of cash in their pocket. It's always better to get the cash out than fight. And now, best Chuck. Ooh, he's going to have to motor on out.
Oh, motor on out, he does. He's got his fast shoes on, does manage to get out of there, no worries. And that was very, very close. You could see Xenotech just approaching in that mustache bush, and he could have easily found himself on the wrong side of a prime directive.
Scout trap's popped.
Is indeed. They know where they are. TSM, they're going to get aggressed on here. Crucible's going to get popped really early from TSM. This could be really bad because Rekt obviously still has Force Support available. He does drag Best Chuck and A in, but look at FlashX. He's in the front line again. Arakizora almost getting taken down here, but he does manage to kill Vonsi. And now FlashX is completely alone. TSM just kind of being turned onto their heads. With Xenotech picking that kill up on the back line there. FlashX just trying to delay this one. I'm not sure you're going to be able to delay that all too much, buddy. As you're going to eventually fall to Arakizoro, but Gankstars just coming up trumps in that fight. What a fantastic team fight from them.
All right, so Ace buff minions going to be pushing down. Arakizoro very likely able to push out that lane just by himself. Xenotech down here with Rekt. They're going to get this Kraken pushing as well. If they can push right up through that choke turret, all of a sudden we've basically leveled the playing field, because that's going to be a heck of a lot of cash now going over to Gankstars. Yeah, they're behind, but this part of the game, this 20-minute mark, right? FlashX almost looking a little bit lost in some of these team fights. Vonsi not getting the burst that we've seen in the previous few minutes, because they are really starting to fall off. He has a good amount of power under this Koshka, but Araki is really starting to show that he has a lot more under his belt. Xenotech is able to just chase down Best Chuck despite that tier 2 armor. But Best Chuck has gone into everything except that tier 3. Might have started to end up regretting that now.
Yeah, he might do indeed. He's just getting blown up here, and that really early Crucible coming out from FlashX, I think kind of sealed the deal, because Rekt obviously was just free reign to use the Forced Accord, and that's just what kind of ended FlashX's life. Well, no, sorry, ended Best Chuck and A's life even.
Flash also tried the Null Wave, and it only landed on top of Xeno.
Oh, that's pretty what I was thinking it might have been a misclick for that, but Vonsi is going to go in, and he goes straight onto Arakizoro. That's the fight TSM we're looking for. Arakizoro just disappears. Xenotech is going to get taken out as well. Does pop the ultimate, is trying to get on Best Chuck, but he is going to go down. That turret is also going to fall. That Kraken only taking a little bit of damage, but I think that's going to be it. TSM are just going to look to end the game here. Obviously, Rekt has just ported home, and that Kraken is crunching their base. But TSM, it's going to be game number 1, I think, over. And I don't want to jinx it too far, or jinx it too soon even. But I think they're just going to end straight up in the game now. 30
seconds, no minions. Like this is probably a TSM end right here. But if Rekt could have gotten FlashX into the fountain area there, the base area, might have been a bit of a different story. But they're tanky enough. They got the damage, and Rekt can't stop this. Such a really close attempt there from Gankstars, but Araki getting just burnt alive at the end of it, and Rekt, no Crucible, actually went into his own tier 3 armor. The decision making here was that every time that he throws down the Polite Company, he transitions the armor and the shield as well to his teammates. So that's why he